Sometimes the worst moments of our life leads us to the biggest blessings we'll ever know. Maybe you're going through something right now that you feel is the end of your world. You feel like it just can't get any worse than this. But God has a way of taking our circumstances and turning them around for our good if we trust Him. In today's video, we're going to look at 4 stories in the Bible where the main characters were going through their worst moments, but God had a blessing waiting for them on the other side. Let's dive into it. Point number 1, inspiration. Joseph was one of the most hated people in the entire world. He was sold into slavery by his own brothers out of jealousy. And then when he became a powerful official in Egypt, they tried to kill him out of fear. But no matter how much Joseph suffered, God was always with him. When Joseph interpreted Pharaoh's dream and saved the nation of Egypt from famine, he became second in charge of the entire country. So while his brothers meant it for evil, trying to kill him, it actually ended up being an incredible blessing for Joseph because God used it to save not only Joseph's family, but the whole nation of Egypt. This story shows us that our worst moment can lead to our greatest blessing. Sometimes we have to go through tough times so that God can take us to higher levels. Our current situation may seem like a dead end, but if we trust God, we'll find that there's always a way out, and there's always hope for something better. When things don't make sense or you think your situation is hopeless, remember that God is still in control. Like Joseph, you may be going through a difficult time right now, but God has a plan to turn your situation around for your good. So hold on to hope and keep your eyes on God. Trust in His plan for you, even if it doesn't seem clear right now. Remember, God is able to take our worst moments and turn them into our greatest blessings. So don't lose heart. Keep believing in God and His promises because He has something great planned for you. Point number 2, motivation. Now let's look at another inspiring story from the Bible. Moses led the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt, but they got lost in the wilderness and ended up staying there for 40 years. During that time, they complained a lot and even made golden calves to worship instead of the true God. But through it all, God never gave up on them. In fact, after they finally reached the Promised Land, God told Moses that He would send an even greater leader after him. That leader was Joshua. Now you might be thinking, how could anyone be greater than Moses? After all, he parted the Red Sea and received the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai. Well, God had a special plan for Joshua. He would be the one to lead the Israelites into the Promised Land and help them conquer it. This wouldn't have been possible if Moses hadn't been through those 40 years of leading a stubborn and complaining people. It was during those difficult times that Moses learned to rely on God for strength and wisdom. And when he finally passed the leadership on to Joshua, they were ready to take the next step towards their destiny. This story teaches us that our toughest moments can prepare us for even greater things in the future. We may complain and feel like giving up, but God has a purpose for every challenge we face. If we trust in Him and keep moving forward, He will use our struggles to make us stronger and more capable of achieving the things He has planned for us. So next time you're facing a difficult situation, remember that it's only temporary. Hold on to hope and trust in God's plan for you. With His help, you can overcome any obstacle and achieve anything He calls you to do. Point number 3, realistic. Joseph's story is a great example of this. As we already talked about, he went through some really tough times, but he never gave up on God's plan for his life. Even when he was betrayed by his own brothers and sold into slavery, he knew that God was with him and that he would one day be free. He didn't let his negative experiences define him or his future. Instead, he kept moving forward with faith in God. One day, Joseph was thrown into prison because the wife of Potiphar accused him of assaulting her. But even in prison, Joseph continued to trust God. He interpreted the dreams of the other prisoners and stayed hopeful for a positive outcome. Eventually, the chief cupbearer remembered Joseph and recommended him to Pharaoh after having a strange dream. This led to Joseph being brought out of prison and becoming Pharaoh's right-hand man. Joseph's story teaches us that no matter what we go through in life, we should never give up on God's plan for us. He has a purpose for each of us, and we can trust that He will help us achieve our goals. Even when we face obstacles or setbacks, we should stay positive and believe in God's goodness. By doing so, we can overcome any challenge and achieve the success and happiness that God has planned for us. So never give up on your dreams, no matter how difficult the situation may seem. With God on your side, you can accomplish anything. Just like Joseph, hold on to your faith and trust in God's perfect timing. Don't be discouraged by past mistakes or negative experiences. Instead, focus on the positive and believe in God's plan for your future. Remember, with God, all things are possible. Point number 4, hope. Job was a righteous man who feared God, but he was tested by Satan to see how faithful he would remain. Job lost everything: his wealth, his property, his children, and even his health. People tried to console him, but they didn't understand the pain he was going through. However, Job never cursed God or gave up on his faith. Instead, he trusted that God would restore him, and he waited patiently for God's plan to unfold. In the end, God restored everything to Job and gave him twice as much as he had before. This story teaches us that even when we lose everything and feel like giving up, we should never stop hoping in God. He has a plan for our lives, and we can trust that He will make things right. While we may not understand why certain things happen to us, we should remember that God is in control and He will never forsake us. So whenever you're feeling down and hopeless, remember Job's story and don't lose faith in God's goodness. Keep praying and believing that He will restore your situation and bring you out of your troubles. Remember, God is faithful and He will never leave you or forsake you. Just like Job, hold on to your faith and trust in God's plan for your life. So no matter what you're going through right now, whether it's a broken relationship, financial problems, health issues, or anything else that's causing you stress, remember that you're not alone. God has a plan for you, and He will never give up on you. If you can hold on to your faith and trust in God's timing, you will see that He will make things work out for your good. Your current situation may seem impossible, but nothing is too difficult for God. Just like the situations we discussed today, there is hope for a positive outcome. So don't lose heart and keep believing in God's promises. If you like this video, please leave a comment below with the word yes so we can know you've watched it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so now. God bless you.